Welcome to Jiao Meihua Chinese class. I'm your friend Jasmine. Today we are entering the third grammar class about Chinese word. We've already learned about Chinese pinyin system and Chinese characters, the history of Chinese characters. Today I want to introduce the basic knowledge about Chinese word. So let's begin. First, I would like to compare the features about Chinese word and English word. As you can see here in the left column, in Chinese language, the grammar elements include four categories, main four categories. First is character. We already learned about it in the last session, right? The second element is word. In Chinese, we call it 词语, 词语. The third category is phrase, and the most important category is sentence. Let's look at the elements in the English column. In English, we have a word, we have a phrase, and we have a sentence, but we don't have a character. Because in English, word is already the smallest unit of writing, right? The smallest unit of a unit which has meaning. But you might wonder, why isn't the character equal to word? That's a good question. Let's find out together. So in Chinese, a word means the smallest meaning unit. From the last slide, we can conclude that characters are not equal to words, right? But why? What is the reason? Why do you say so? Now we know that word means the smallest meaning unit. The reason why characters are not equal to words is because not every character carries a meaning. Some character alone doesn't mean anything. They have to combine other character or characters to form a whole set of characters to carry a certain meaning. So, what are the types about word? We have two types of words. The first type is single syllable word or one character word. We know that every Chinese character is a single syllable, right? It's not the same as English word. You may have one syllable, two syllables, or more than four syllables, like difficulty. It's four syllables. But every Chinese character is one syllable. So we're talking about the type of one single character. Since word means the smallest meaning unit, so any character that we call it a word must have a meaning, right? Alone. So for a few, not many, for some other characters, single characters, that doesn't have any meaning, we don't think of it as a word. They don't belong to the word here. So, what are other types of words? If it's not single syllable, it must be multiple syllables, right? Two syllables or three syllables or even four syllables. So this type of word, we call it compound word. Compound word means more than one syllable, right? It is made up of multiple characters. In Chinese, we call it 合成词,合成词,合成 means compound, mixed together. The first type, we call it 单音节词. 单 means single, 音节 means syllable. 单音节词. So there are two types of words in Chinese language. We just mentioned not every Chinese character can be called a word if it doesn't have any meaning alone. So if it's a single syllable word, it can be used, it can function as a separate element in a sentence or in a phrase. So let's look at some examples of this single syllable word. Let's first look at the word of noun. It's all about the object, inner nature. 人 means human. 天 sky. 地 earth. We see this phrase a lot in Chinese, 天地人, which means the most important objects in the nature, in the universe. Up is the sky, 天, down is the earth, 地, and in the middle, above the ground, is human. So, 天地人. 水 means water. 鸟 means bird. 鱼 means fish. And other nouns like 树 means tree, right? 河 means river. Actually, many objects in the nature, they are single syllable. They are single syllable words, and they have its unique meaning. How about the verbs? Let's look at some verbs. 走 means walk. 跳 means jump. 跑 means run. And adjectives. 长 means long. 对 means correct. 对错 correct, wrong. 慢 means slow. 快 means fast. Yeah, many actually we can find many such single syllable words. But one fact is single syllable words are quite a small part of the Chinese vocabulary, but they are used quite often, very, very frequently. Let's look at the compound word, which has multiple characters, 2 characters, or more than 2, 3, 4 characters. Each character within this compound word carries its own meaning. Each part contributes meaning to the whole word. So we combine all the meanings together, and the whole word gets a compound meaning based on all the syllables or all the characters. For example, 学习 学 and 习, they are both character, right? And they both have their own meaning. 学 means study. 习 means practice. So when 学 plus 习, study and practice together, this word also means study or practice. 火车 火 means fire. 车 means vehicle. 火车 means the vehicle that is driven by the fire, right? By the steam. Okay. Since the compound word usually has multiple characters, 2, 3, or even more characters, it should have a lot of different structures, right? So mainly it has 5 types or 5 structures here. The coordinate compound, the modified head compound, the verb complement compound, the verb object compound, and subject predicate compound or subject verb compound. Let's look at each of them. The first one, coordinate compound. This is like a parallel compound. It has different parts, and each part has the same grammatical status. No part is more important than the other or another part. So they are all similar, related, or even opposite in meanings. And very apparent feature is these parts can be swapped without changing the meaning. So let's look at some examples. For example, 东西. 东西 means 东 means east, 西 means west. So which one is better? No, we don't judge like this, right? We don't judge. They are of the same importance. 东西. But by convention, we don't swap the order here. Usually we call 东西, we don't call 西东. That's by convention, okay? So 左右. 左右, 左 means left, 右 means right. 左右. And 大小, 大小, 大 means big, 小 means small. Okay, we have a 3 syllables word here. 真善美, 真善美. 真 means true. 善 means good, good, kind, kind. 美 means beautiful, beautiful. 真善美 as a word here, when each of these character is used separately, they are adjective. They are all adjectives. But when we combine these 3 characters together, usually they means this word means is functioning as a noun. That's why we can see the translation here. They are all nouns, right? Truth, goodness, or beauty. So this is coordinate compound. The second type is modifier head compound. The definition for this type is the head carries the core meaning and the modifier restricts the head. And also, the modifier usually comes before the head. Let's look at some examples here. 汽车, 汽车. 汽 means steam. 车 means vehicle, right? 汽车 means the car. It's driven by the steam, right? So the modifier is the steam here, right? The 汽. 汽 comes at first. The second one, 微笑. This is a verb. 微笑 means smell. 微笑. The head is here, or the core is 笑, smell. It's a verb. 微 means slightly, slightly, slightly smell. 图书馆, 图书馆. 图书 means book. 馆 means a room. Book plus room. So which means it's a room that stores books, right? And we can see the modifier always comes first, before the head. 外国人, 外国人, this is very commonly used noun. 外国 means foreign country, right? 人 means people. Foreign country people. People from foreign country. See, the modifier also comes at first. And it restricts the people. Not everyone is called 外国人, right? Not people who are from foreign countries. The last one, 洗衣机. 洗衣 means wash clothes. 机 means machine. The modifier 洗衣 restricts the machine so that only machines that wash clothes can be called 洗衣机, right? Still, the modifier comes first before the call. Okay, so the third type, verb complement compound. So it has two parts. The first part is verb, means action. The second part is complement, means the result or the outcome from the action. For example, 提高, 提高, 提 means raise something. 高 means high, right? 高 means high. Raise something to a high level. So here, the high works as the complement of the action of raising, right? The second one, 打破, 打. 打 means hit. What is the outcome of the action? 打破, 破. 破 means broken, something is broken. Hit something to make it broken. 打破. 看懂, 看懂. The first one is a verb, 看, right? Look or watch. The second character is 懂. 懂 means here actually here you can think of it as adjective. Watch something and become familiar with something. So be familiar with something. That is the complement, right? That is the result of the action. So this is a verb complement. Be careful here, this is not a verb object structure. But we have this tag, verb object compound. It's simple, it's just verb and the object, the action takes place on, right? So, for example, 吃饭, 吃饭, 吃 is eating, 饭 is rice, eat rice. I think this type is very, very common in Chinese language. You come across this type very, very often when you learn Chinese. The second type, 看病, 看病. 看, see, 病, illness. In Chinese, when we go to hospital, we usually would say we go to hospital to, in English, we would say to see the doctor, right? But in Chinese, we can see, we go to see the doctor. 看医生, doctor is 医生, 看医生. Also, we can also say we go to hospital to see the illness, to inspect the illness. So in Chinese, we say 看病, 病 is illness, 看病. 病 is the object of the action of look, right? 看. The third one, 跳舞, 跳舞, 跳 is jump, 舞 is dance. 跳, jump, dance. Because 跳, you can see you are dancing. The object is dance. But the object can also be the exercise, right? Especially in the school, in the class breaks. Children, that is very common in China. Usually in the middle of the morning, maybe around 10:30 in the morning, students will go after the class in the break. They will all go to the playground to exercise. This is called 跳操 in Chinese. The same action, 跳, right? Jump. But the object is different. That is exercise, 跳操, not dance. Of course, in China, we just take exercise. We don't dance on the playground in the school. Okay, so for you to understand the action of 跳 jump. The fourth one, 担心 dan means undertake, to hold something, to carry something. 心 is heart. 心 is heart, our heart. So carry heart means your heart is always hold on, right? Your heart cannot relax. So the word means you are worried about something. Your heart cannot take a rest because you are always holding it carefully. You are thinking about something and you're worried about something. So this is 担心, 担心. It's object, it's verb and object structure. Okay, the last one, subject predicate compound or subject verb compound. Predicate here is better because it can be a verb, it can also be an adjective. This is different from English. I know, because in English the predicate is usually a verb or be, right? And then adjective cannot function as the predicate alone. It should be following the verb be, right? That means are. So that's the difference in Chinese language. So let's look at some examples still. 地震 Di means earth. 震 means shake or quake. Earthquake. 地震 骨折 骨 means bone. 折 means bricks or folds. Bone breaks. 骨折 This is like stating something, right? There is a subject here. There is either a verb here, as shown in the first two examples. Let's look at the third one. 年轻 年 means age. 轻 means something small, light, or something young. 年轻 means age is small. Someone is young because his or her age is very small. So here you can see here the part of the predicate. 轻 is actually it's adjective, right? It's not a verb. So adjective can function as predicate in Chinese language. As I just mentioned, this is one difference from English language. The fourth one, 心软 心 heart is a noun, right? It's a subject. 软 means something soft. So it's an adjective. So heart, soft. In 心软, so this is subject plus adjective. It forms a word. Okay, we've learned about the 5 types of Chinese word. I think we may already get some idea about the difference between Chinese language and the English language. And then I want to mention one very important rule in grammar that is about the word classification. As we can see here, I've given some examples here, right? Actually, these examples, they can function as different elements in a sentence, depending on where they are put in a sentence. Not only depending on their word class by nature, which means even though one word is usually functioning as a noun, sometimes we can also use this word to modify a verb. A noun can modify a verb. That sounds weird, right, in English, but it's normal in Chinese. Similarly, we can put an adjective at the beginning of a sentence in the position of the subject. That is also valid. That is saying that adjectives can function as the subject or even can function as the object without any form change. You know, one very important advantage of Chinese language compared with other Roman languages is we do not have any word transformation. We don't change the form or the shape of any word. Not like that we do in English to change adjective to another verb by attaching the suffix of ly, right? Or by attaching other suffix, for example, shin, knees, ing, or for particles, ing or ed. We don't have such rules to change the form of any word or any character. The character, which means any character has just only one form, no other variants. So let's look at some examples to understand this point. Here, I want to show you that the situation that an adjective can work as subject in a sentence. For example, 傻有时候是福，傻有时候是福。What does it mean? 傻 in Chinese it's an adjective, means stupid in English. 有时候 sometimes it's another verb, right? 是 means is. It is the verb in a sentence. 福 it's a noun, blessing. So if we look at the word class of the word 傻, it is an adjective. But when we want to use it as the subject in a sentence, we don't change the form. No characters changes to any other form. No head, no tail, no suffix, no prefix. No, we don't have any change in the form. But that is a valid scenario. Adjective can work as the subject, where in most cases only verb, or only noun or pronoun, right? Pronoun can work as a subject. So in English, how do we handle this situation? if we want to put an adjective on in the position of the subject, we have to change the adjective into its noun form, right? How do we do that? Stupid or foolish? Foolish is adjective. So what is the corresponding noun for this adjective? We attach the suffix of ness, foolishness. We should say foolishness sometimes is blessing. Definitely we should not say stupid is blessing or foolish is blessing. That's not a correct sentence, right? In terms of grammar in English. Here is another example of adjective working as subject. 美与丑是主观的。美与丑是主观的。What does it mean? 美 means beautiful. It's an adjective. 与 means and. 丑 means ugly. 是主观的。主观的 means objective, not subjective, not objective. Here also the subject is 美与丑. It's two adjective words, right? But can we do it the same way in English? We all know that's incorrect, right? Then how can we put adjective in the position of the subject? We should change the adjectives to its corresponding noun form. So we should change beautiful to beauty and ugly to its corresponding form of noun, that is ugliness. We can say beauty and ugliness is usually subjective. You have your standard. I have my standard. Here I want to share you a very famous Chinese idiom talking about this topic. 情人眼里出西施. Because we think beauty and ugliness is usually subjective. You may think an ugly man in my eyes is actually beautiful in your eyes. That is the meaning of the Chinese idiom. 情人眼里出西施. 西施 is a beautiful, is a big beauty, very beautiful in ancient times. So in the lovers of 西施, in the lovers of one girl or one boy, he or she is always a big beauty. Okay? So another situation is verb can work as subject. First, let's recall how do we do this in English. We want to use a verb as the subject of the sentence. We should change the verb to its particle form, right? The ing form, right? Or the infinite form, to do something, to plus verb. But in Chinese, as I mentioned, we don't change anything. We don't change the form to another one. For example, 研究需要耐心. 研究需要耐心. What does it mean? 研究 means investigate. In Chinese, 研究 is a verb. 需要 means need. 耐心 means patience. It's a noun. So here we can see verb. Verb can work as the subject of a sentence. That's valid in Chinese, no issue. But what do we do if we want to use a verb as the subject in English? We need to change the verb to its noun form. Either we change it to like investigate to investigation. Or if there is no corresponding Asian form for that verb, usually we can always use its particle form, ing, right? You can say investigating needs patience, or investigation needs patience. Okay, the last one, the verb works as object of action. So, 我讨厌等，我讨厌等。我 means I. 讨厌 is a verb in Chinese, means hate. 等 is also a verb in Chinese, which means wait. See here the object of the action of 讨厌 means hate. The object of this action is also an action, a verb. This is also valid, reasonable in Chinese. But what can we do to put a verb as the object of an action in English? Still, we should change the action, the verb, to its noun form, or to the ing particle form, right? Wait, it's noun form, we can only use the ing form. So instead, in English, we should say, I hate waiting. I hate waiting. We should not say, I hate wait, right? So now you may understand the difference between Chinese and English. In Chinese, it's super flexible.